Welcome back to the show. Detroit pissed me off tonight. No teleprompter. A little special one-on-one with my babies, my subscribers out there. Tell your friends, let's grow this channel real quick, alright? No teleprompter tonight. Last time I was thinking, hey, we're going to be a little more professional. But then I decided, hey, I think I'm going to just go swing off the hips tonight. Talk a little bit about Wembanyama. You know, right now we've got about a 17.5% chance or 13.5% chance if the season ended today. Small chance. Anyways, I know we got it a couple years ago. We got Cunningham. It'd be nice to get it again. But I think the Pistons need to continue on focusing on winning. Even though we don't have Cade Cunningham, we've been able to win a few games here. We got Bogey. You know, if you want to trade Bogdanovich and give all the young guys the playing time, I get it. But I think Bogdanovich has been a very good player and a very good role model for some of these players now defensively in the offense. And when he gets hot, it's a good time in Detroit. So, anyways, folks, Detroit pissing me off. I'm not too pissed off tonight, except I'm a little bit sad due to the fact that our boy Cade Cunningham is probably not going to return until quite possibly next season, or he could rehab, but I think he may have for the surgery. What do you guys think? That leave it in the comments. Jaden Ivey, more importantly, Killian Hayes. What happens if we get the second, third, fourth pick? You know, we're looking at Scoot Henderson, Nick Anderson, one of the twin brothers. Right now there hasn't really been any more emergence studs in this draft yet that I can see. I haven't really been watching the college ball too much, but if I were, I haven't seen anything or heard anything. It's all about Scoot and Wembanyama, and those are the two guys that you want. So that means a logjam if we do not get Wembanyama. And the Dreamland, Wembanyama, Jalen Duren, Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey. Throw in Bojan for the time being. Killian. Kind of a logjam. There's a lot of potential in this ball club, so we have to look at what do you think Troy Murphy's next move will be. Leave that in the comments below, and we'll talk about it. A little conversation here. I think at this point, Saddiq Bey depends on what Troy wants. If he sees him as an asset or long-term championship part of that team. I think defensively, Saddiq is another guy that needs to step it up a little bit. I think the defensive guys are going to be the ones that turn the Detroit Pistons back into the Detroit Bad Boys. Once again, that's what this team is all about. From Joe Dumars, Bill Laimbeer, I know he's controversial, Dennis Rodman, Isaiah Thomas, obviously, Rick Mahorn, and the rest of the gang there. I forgot, Benny Johnson or something. I was just a little shaver back then, but grew up there in Holland, Michigan for a few years before the family shipped me out to Oklahoma. But anyways, I digress. Preacher, so I'm a preacher, man. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, is Wembanyama let's just remember that if we do make the playoffs, which we're not going to anyways, at that point you're like, do you lose on purpose? No, we definitely don't rush Cunningham back. I think he's done for the season. Now, if they make a run with the current roster and Cade is healthy, then I think you bring him back. Or even if he's just healthy, bring him on back. But I'm not saying hold him out due to injury, but he needs to be out there gelling as well with the rest of the ball club. Now, he's further along than some and not so long than others. Cade is our franchise player, and teaming up with him with Wembanyama, that'd been pretty sweet. Now, I'm not saying Ben Chiller wouldn't have been bad either. Right now, it's all about the defense, baby. And Ben Chiller hasn't really been. Have you watched him recently? He's not been as efficient as he started. And I'm not throwing any stones here or Golicky Gookie. I'm just saying, for me, I prefer this ball club here when they've got their offense and defense playing things out the way they need to. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, that's just that's just the gist of it there. But I digress. Digressing. I decided to go with the low light here tonight. Just kind of, I don't know, keep it kind of dark. Detroit Bad West. We're talking about getting the defense back together, with Deadpool and whatnot. And it's just been a real upsetting time here. It's been a rough time in Detroit, especially basketball wise. There is hope for the future, but we have to be patient. Cade right now, he's banged up. Got the shin splints. That's all I thought it was, or some shin strain, and it turns out it's a stress fracture. And there goes probably the end of the season, and hopefully it doesn't bother him furthermore in his career. So, Jaden Ivey's one of those cats too. The way he flies around, he could injure pretty easily, but that was the risk you got to take. And you really, you can't expect to be healthy in this game. But at least back in the day, we used to hit a fool, when they come into the lane. But now it's just, his interior defense. And at the four, I'm hoping that will be a nice addition for him. Hopefully, Jalen Duren can eventually supplant Marvin Bagley. But for the moment, I'm very, very impressed with Marvin Bagley, and I think he deserves that starting role. However, Jalen Duren is the guy with the high upside. We're talking 3 years from now-ish. Might be, starting to make himself into an all-star. That just depends on how he can develop on the offensive end. We see he has the flashes on the defensive end, rebounding, but then sometimes he just doesn't rebound, and you're like, wait, is the ball just not going? Oh, there you've lost your focus. What is going on here? Sometimes it's just rotational matters, just, the team, maybe that team's hot and they're not making, they're not missing shots, or they're not, they're having to guard on the perimeter, and so forth and so forth and so on that one. But anyways, I'm digressing here. This has been a longer show than normal, and I just wanted to show my personality this time instead of that monotonistic video that I made the other day. And so it's all right. We'll throw those back in there. Sometimes it can attract the newbies. You know what I'm saying? Get back to the teleprompter whenever Pistons take down the New Orleans Saints. Wait, is that game tonight? Shit. I'm gonna check. I'll be back. We'll find that out. Anyways, smash the like button, Detroit fans. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time on Detroit Piston Yoff. The Pistons are down 37-33. I didn't realize they were playing it. It's on back-to-back, so we'll do a show afterwards. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I almost forgot about the game. And I missed it first quarter, second quarter, and wow.